Yep. Now, getting on to our picks for this week, unanimous picks between the two of us. Tampa Bay at Jacksonville. Can pretty much agree with that.
Yep.
Jets at Kansas City, or versus Kansas City.
Yep.
Saints at Tennessee.
Yep.
San Fran at Arizona. The Ravens in, going to Indy. Or home to Indy. Home to Indy, I'm sorry. Indy. Green Bay versus Oakland. The Giants over Dallas, and Dallas at home. That was a rough decision, but I think we both agree the Giants are on a bigger roll right now.
With that, and I just think that the Giants are going to be on such a high coming off of the fact that they, nearly, and some people argue that they probably should have beaten Green Bay. You can't discount the fact that when that defense is rolling, they're a scary defense, and I think that in the future, should the Giants make the playoffs and get on the run that they did in 2008, if they go to Green Bay again, who knows what could happen with the way that the defense can play.
It's quite the scary team, but other ones, Seattle versus St. Louis, not a surprise there. Steelers over Cleveland on Thursday, don't care. Patriots at Washington, and the Dolphins over Philly. That was the one that, if you look at it right now, and I'm not even so positive it's still going to work, but Reggae Bush could have quite the day against Philadelphia, since no one can ever catch to him.
Andy Reid.
We're going to run through these other games real quick. Vikings at Detroit. You said the Lions, probably the normal pick. I'm going to step out on the limb. Vikings are going to take this one. Why do you think Detroit?
The only reason I think Detroit is because they're coming off 2 straight really tough losses. They lost to the Packers on Thanksgiving, and they lost to the Saints last weekend. But if you look at it, they shut the Saints down in the second half. Even without Ndamukong Suh, they shut down the New Orleans Saints in the second half. They forced 3 straight 3-and-outs for Drew Brees and that offense starting the second half. And I think that they're gaining the confidence of, we are still a playoff team. And I think you're going to look at whoever doesn't win the NFC East, and whoever takes second in the NFC North are going to be your wild card teams. And I think that Detroit is going to finish second just because of all the injuries that Chicago has, and the fact that you have Matt Stafford throwing to Megatron, and all the weapons that they still have, the reemergence of Kevin Smith, who they signed off of his couch a couple of weeks ago, and he comes back and he just plays out of his mind.
Right.
And the fact that this defense is still a very good defense, and when they get Ndamukong Suh back, they're going to be even better. But I think that they're going to be playing kind of like the Jets right now, back against the wall. They need to win out, and this is a team that they need to beat, because this is a team that's injured. This is a team that they can take advantage of. Minnesota doesn't have a very good doesn't have a very good defense, and they're missing their key cog on offense.
Yep.
So this is a team that Detroit needs to beat.
And my only reasoning for being scared of my Vikings pick, I like Christian Ponder. I really do think the Vikings defense is a little bit inspired and wants to show it. But my one big worry is Megatron on a weak Viking secondary. And if Jared Allen, Robinson, all those guys in the front can get to Stafford, that game's going to be different. Next game, Falcons at Carolina. I'm going to only explain my part. Cam Newton. Why else would you pick against Cam Newton? Falcons trying to show they're going to do something. I'll give you the floor.
I wish I had my Matty Ice jersey right now to hold up, my Matt Ryan Falcons jersey, just because, again, the Falcons, the Falcons, I think it's going to, I'm going to amend my statement from a moment ago. Okay, the Falcons will make the playoffs, and the second wild card team is going to come down to the second place in the NFC East and second place in the NFC North, and then it goes to conference record. Right. Because I think the Falcons are far and away,
they should be,
the fourth best team in the NFC right now.
They should be, and you know what? They did bad in the beginning of the year, and it's showing right now.
Yeah, but I just the Falcons are playing very strong football right now, and Matt Ryan, I mean, a lot of people praise Matt Ryan, but guess what? Matt Ryan has never done anything in the playoffs.
Right.
And you look at it, Matt Ryan was selected number 3 overall the year before Mark Sanchez was, and Matt Ryan led that team to the playoffs and then lost. He's never been a quarterback that you can rely on in the playoffs. And a lot of people say, well, how can you knock Mark Sanchez even though he doesn't put up the numbers that Matt Ryan does? He wins more than Matt Ryan does.
I thought it was bad. Even regardless, either way, that might be game of the week.
I really, it has the potential to be the game of the week, but I really think that when push comes to shove, Atlanta is going to win that game, and they're going to have to do something because they need to win out to guarantee themselves the playoffs.
If they lose this game, they're done.
I absolutely agree. If they lose this game, they're done because when you look at it, Week 17 are all they're all divisional games, and actually the Falcons closed the season. After this, they play Jacksonville, which they should win, but then at New Orleans, Monday Night Football, and then home against Tampa Bay on New Year's Day. So they need to win this game. This is a must-win for them.
Right. Next game, I took the Chargers. Bills are in San Diego. East team going west. I took the Chargers. I just think the Bills really, can't get it together right now. They lost that fire they had at the beginning of the year. The Chargers off of a big Monday night win against Jacksonville. I think Phillip Rivers plays a little more inspired, torches the Bills secondary.
And I would agree with that statement. Phillip Rivers finally seems to be at a little bit of a comfort level. He's got another victory under his belt. The spiral is over for now, and this is a team that they need to take advantage of. But the Bills are saying, look, we don't want to be disrespected. Ryan Fitzpatrick, since signing that contract, has been the biggest flop in the NFL. He needs to absolutely do something. And I don't know what he's going to do, but Stevie Johnson's got to step up. CJ Spiller has to step up. Scott Chandler has to step up. And that defense has to step up. And I think that they will. I think this is a team that the Bills can beat. And I think that when push comes to shove, the Bills are going to step up. And it could be a shootout. And the Bills aren't known really as a shootout team, but I think they can step up and do this.
This is the game that I think should be flexed to Monday night to get rid of that Seattle-St. Louis garbage. Texans traveling to Cincinnati to face the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton. You took the Texans, which I can agree. Arian Foster's a beast, but how can the Bengals? That's the team. I'll take the Bengals any day. Dalton. I'll take Cedric Benson, AJ Green. This team's phenomenal.
The Texans right now have the best defense in their division. They have one of the top defenses in the NFL. Okay, they signed former Bengals cornerback Jonathan Joseph in the offseason to be their number 1 cornerback. And this defense is clicking right now without quite possibly the best pass rusher in the NFL in Mario Williams.
I got one thing to say, and that's pretty much it. TJ Yates, even though it's backwards, TJ Yates. How are you going to say you're going to win a game with TJ Yates?
But guess what? They won last week.
To the Bengals.
They won last week.
Get rid of that garbage.
They won that. They won last week. Okay.
It was Kansas City.
I don't care who it was.
I do.
All they have to do is they have the best running game in the league.
Agreed.
Outside of the Broncos.
Yep, I would agree with that.
And they have Andre Johnson. All he has to do is throw the ball to Andre Johnson.
That's it. I agree.
And all he has to do, Arian Foster is the leading running back of total yards from scrimmage since he came off of since he came off of his injury.
He's a beast. I'll agree.
All right, Arian Foster, he's a beast, and the Bengals are going to have a tough time containing him. Whereas I think that the Houston defense can shut down A.J. Green and make it a very, very uncomfortable day for Andy Dalton.
Final game we're going to pick.
Redhead, and you know how I hate picking against redheads.
Final game we're going to pick right here. Chicago at Denver. And you're going to tell me that Cutler and Forte, who are sitting on the sidelines, are going to beat Tebow? Sorry, dude. I'm taking Tebow. I'm Tebow all day, baby.
Bears defense. That's all I have to say. The Bears defense is very good against the run. They can shut down Tim Tebow, and they can make it a very, very confusing day with all the blitz packages they can bring, all the zone coverages that they can go into. And you know what? Caleb Haney can get the job done if that offensive line gives him protection. And Marion Barber seems to have a resurgence lately, and you can run effectively on the Denver Broncos if that offensive line plays to its ability.
They're going to have to, because I smell 2 pick sixes here, and Denver goes over 14-10.
It's gonna be. I'm not saying that it's gonna be a runaway, but I think that
it's gonna be close. It's my bet 14-10 Denver. You got the spread. Figure it out. Figure out how you're gonna win that game.
I'll give you 14-9 Chicago.
Okay, you just switched my score and took a number off. That's not fair. You're saying Tebow gets no touchdowns. You're saying Will Spaghetti no touchdowns.
I'm gonna say fine.
Are you going to say touchdown to safety?
Fine. 17-14 Chicago.
All right.
I'll give Tebow 2 touchdowns. 1 throwing and 1 rushing.